Today, we are going to be working with a player who is climbing higher and higher and higher in the North American Counter-Strike scene. Now, this session was extremely challenging and it made me have to work really hard. And I'm more than certain that the student today got his money's worth out of it. I helped him work through a lot of the fine details, things that are just small little things that are holding him back. And it was really fun. If you really want to learn and get better on Ancient, this is a very nerdy session in order to further yourself on this map. I'd appreciate all of you guys if you hit that subscribe button, share this with your friends. And if this is your first time on the channel, look forward to some banger coaching sessions from me, who I have peaked at #3 on the Face It leaderboards here in North America, traveled internationally. You can look me up. There's a lot of cool things with that. But I don't want to make this about me. Let's make it about the student and learn with him today. Let's check it out. Because
oh yes, with the first death.
Yeah, because if we come out here and bro, you even jumped here, that was a smart play to make. You're coming out here in mid and you're jumping to try to dodge the bullets. That's CS, and like we all know it, right? That's CS. The hardest thing in some of these higher level lobbies, these lobbies where we're gonna start playing against better players, is not letting that death become something bigger. Not letting that death become something that we're thinking about for the rest of the game, scaring us and putting us down a bad path. So much easier said than done. But just remember, they don't know anything more than you. A lot of times when I get into these games or I'm playing against people that I view as better than me, maybe someone I've been looking up to for a while, whatever, is you start to think like they know everything. Or you start to think like, oh, dude, like, they're so much better than me. Like, this play is not going to work. And, maybe it won't. But also, like, we fall into the trap of just, like, playing way too passive because in our mind, we shut down every idea that we think of. Oh, God, yeah. Good idea. Just to go get back down there. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good decision right there. There you go. Yeah, I already like it.
Here, but
at least you're thinking about how to use util to get out and stuff. I will say though, like, honestly, like, and maybe this is coming from that first round, you're really like, you're really kind of like stressing yourself out here for no reason. One, like the goal thing.
I noticed.
Yeah. Yeah.
This coaching session is brought to you by Skins Monkey. They are the best CS2 trading site out there. Swap out the skins you do not like and upgrade them into higher quality new items. I have personally used Skins Monkey to build my inventory and love how many features the site has. The best thing is that you can gain your own crazy deposit bonus of 35% by using my code KOJOMO. They also have a freebie section where you can get free new skins by completing tasks, and you also get a $5 bonus by clicking my link in the description of the video.
Because like just remind yourself, and this is going to look different across every map you play, every situation you're in, but like, yes, I want you to have that goal out, right? I want you to do these things. And your team is at a disadvantage, so you've got to create something. But don't put yourself in a corner and then start kind of freaking out and doing all these things. Like even here, you did put yourself here. Don't lose track of like everything that could be happening. Bro, honestly, like someone could run through your house on you. Someone could run through Donut. We're actually giving up so much time that we could have a flank coming in. All these things. Just, get this gun. That's cool. That's the decision you made. We even messed that smoke up. Nade, whatever. You're better than this too. You've played Ancient so many times. I think here also, don't feel the need to have to look over here. This is something you can do right now. Just I can see 2 rounds in, knowing your elo and everything, you can jump up on these boxes and keep looking at house or probably house because that's where you thought the danger would be because you missed the smoke. And just trust yourself. Trust yourself. If you mess up your movement a little bit, it's fine. At least we're looking at the danger areas and we understand what's open and what we're exposed to. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, you kind of just did put yourself in a really bad situation doing that. Because, like, it almost looked like you were the one on Eco around there with how much, like, panic and stuff was going on, right? Almost looked like that.
Yeah. And I notice these things in game, and I
note
them, but I don't fix them.
Right. Dude, and I mean, it's like going back to our basics a little bit, too. And, like, that's why I'm glad you give this demo because it presents bigger challenges that we have to face. Because I'm sure like that like coming all the way out here and putting yourself in that position is bad, but in your mind you're like, oh, I want that Galil, I want this, and then it's like, shoot, like we still had the advantage in the round. Even if we had a Mac 10, like we are chilling for ourselves. Our team is falling apart, but we are chilling. We can come out here, do our thing in mid. Heck, if you wanted to, you could even lurk A. You could rotate all around. You could hide here and play the round out. So
Yeah,
man,
I mean
like
they have a deagle and I have a Mag 10. I can
yeah,
just run around.
exactly. You're still feeling great. So dude, it's mental more than anything though, because I'm sure like you said, like a lot of these problems happen in these lobbies where we're playing better players like that.
Yep.
This is where it's like I can tell you from personal experience, and I'm not gonna sit here and judge you for some of those things because it truly is something within that you have to battle. You wouldn't play like that against lesser opponents necessarily, and
Right.
if you did, like you're probably not gonna get punished anyways for it. Yeah, I like that you're fearless there to take that space. That's good. Eh,
Actually, right there, I didn't move enough. I was blocking my teammates.
yeah, that's
But
true.
I had the deagle. I didn't want to stop, but we actually talked about it in game, and I recognized I should have just kept running and holding W since they were behind me with MP9s.
I mean, that is true, but maybe that's what you discussed and you guys found out. I'm not even gonna lie, the guy with the MP9, and I mean, you didn't, yeah, you didn't really give much opportunity for him to do that. And I
Right.
don't, like it is just like kind of like a pistol eco round, so it's not the biggest to analyze. But honestly, I mean, like he probably should be the one jumping out and doing that, and you should be the one actually coming on the further angle because you have a deagle and kind of
Right.
like picking off as he's jumping across. In my opinion, like that, this is all happening in live time. The thing that's more concerning is how we got into this situation. We have the advantage here in a 4v3 numbers wise. We know at least one guy's here, right? We know that guy just threw a molly. So we're never going to know where the stack is, but we still have a minute 20 on the clock. So it's actually kind of unfortunate that we come up here. Again, this is a pug. You don't have total control over what direction the team's going and stuff. But yeah, that guy swings us. We still don't know if there's one or two. Is that our team? Yeah, our team's starting a good flash. That timing is a little off too. Honestly, Dylan, if he, in hindsight, if he would have came up ramp too, it would have made your guys' life a lot easier.
The Yuka was off because of the molly that was thrown.
Yeah.
That flash could have been timed better.
Got you.
But
Okay.
it is what it is.
Yeah, so I'd say like that's a situation like where sure like maybe you were blocking or doing all that, but you were actually extremely selfless in what you did. Like you did swing eventually and entry, and like we're swinging so close to the wall that like I mean honestly it probably was always going to end up bad because you know how it works. Like you're closer to a wall, they're going to see you sooner. And that's why also like with that deagle, I'm like, yeah, like get your space. Honestly, naturally you should be thinking about that. If you have a tech 9, yeah, like get closer range and get ready to fight. That deagle, bro, being on that back wall would have been so good for you.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say like when we're in this lane, and this is something I want you to actively, try to harass and do on your CT side if you are mid or B, because you said in league you play B, right?
Yes, I played B and cave.
Honestly, bro, and these guys weren't even really doing it. The best thing that you can do, and maybe you already throw it, is that molly that lands here, obviously, the molly that lands, and then throw the nade
I
off that.
actually do a
Mm-hmm.
nade over. I know it's changed. Do you know why? You do the molly now instead of the nade?
Well, okay, so maybe I'm not a B player. I've always been opping, and
Yeah.
Ancient's not even our strongest map. But what
Yeah.
teams are generally doing is they're throwing the molly, and then as they're running up here, they're throwing the nade as well, so that the molly's down, and then the nade sticks them to the ground and damages them, making it impossible to run through here. And obviously, if they smoke it, one, that's an audio cue that we know they're smoking it, and two, the nade will still hit them as they're coming in.
Mhm.
And as long as you're throwing everything on the run, you're coming through here. I think it's a left right click jump throw. We can get in the server and look, and then left click jump throw, and then nade off of this little specific thing right there. You come in there, if you hear them put out the molly or you think they're going to run through it somehow and survive it, I don't know how, you come through here and throw that flash off the wall like these guys are doing. Kind of messed up a little bit, but yeah, that is like
I do that. Wait,
awesome.
show me again.
Yeah, so as you're running through here, you're just throwing a flash off of this wall that lands in
Yes,
front.
I do
Yeah,
that. I do
that
So
is so
what I do
unstoppable.
is I throw the nade over,
Mhm.
and I flash the molly, and they run through the molly.
Yeah.
My utility usage right there.
Yeah, I mean, unless like you're seeing like a lot of pros doing that right now, I would say like from what I've seen, and especially what works in pugs, having that molly down first and making them actually funnel behind it, put it out, and make them problem solve. You know what I mean? Because sometimes too, and I mean I've done this in a scrim as well, especially in Team CS, bro. Your IG will be like, "We're running cave no matter what. We're going through cave." There's a molly, and you're like, "Bro, I gotta listen to him," and you'll just cook them, right?
Right.
So I honestly think the molly first is great. And then nade, obviously, it sticks to the last guys too. Yeah. I mean, that was some good output from you. That was some really good output this round,
Yeah, but I don't think we win the round, unfortunately.
unfortunately. But hey, you did your thing. One thing I'm thinking about here, and this is like something that, dude, again, it's so hard in the moment, but that name plating, right? So honestly, not that you should be like hyper concerned and aware and try to fight like whoever's in mid, but just in the back of your head, dude, it's so hard because you're glancing. I'm constantly glancing at the top of my screen to see like who got kills, who did what. Is my teammates coming to me saying, yo, one more mid, whatever's going on, and you're aware here. That's good.
I think we knew that there was one more mid, but we didn't know how close
Right.
it was. And then my teammate started fighting cave.
Right. Yeah. And then you're so focused on this fight that obviously, and like I said, that's great output from you. And you know, honestly, you did your job. You got that trade there and got that trade there. You traded this round. There's not honestly much to complain about. It does suck that like ultimately we lost the opening pick. So, and then a pick somewhere else. So this happens. But yeah, I mean, as far as like actual output, you did your job there. That was a round you did your job great. You did what was expected of you.
I try to.
Yeah, okay. I'm liking the way this round's going. Yeah,
I
so
stopped moving.
well, yeah, and then also like I get that you guys have pistols, so you have to create some answer. But this is the trap people fall into, and these guys actually played it I mean, they played it okay. I'm not gonna lie, like they could have definitely done better.
I mean, I should know this because I do the exact same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you guys fighting in here is honestly like, unless they're literally trolling and playing like up here, these fights are just so easy for the CTs. Yeah, I mean he gets ran down. He should just pull out his pistol, but yeah. So like it's one thing like we kept falling into on my team was a mistake. It was like we get all this control, we have everything, and then we just want to run into cave where they're like wanting us to funnel into. You know, we're going into another funnel point. The way I say like it's not awful that you guys did this because you have to take some space. Hindsight obviously best, but like they're not pressuring you from sight. No one's really fighting you here. Either going long. I wouldn't really go through your short smoke. That's kind of troll. But yeah, because like even if we come in here, I don't know. It's just like yeah, it's just not good, especially because if they were taking cave, they're just gonna be in these choke points. The exception is if like we could get that entry and get ourselves in here, but I don't know. I don't want to overanalyze it too much, but yeah.
Even if we got that one kill, I think there were two more.
Yeah. I think it's just like recognizing like where the resistance is coming from, right? Like at this level, when we're playing in these pugs, if no one is like spamming or throwing util onto site or flashing above back here or, you know, shooting us, obviously, then I think it's like, oh, guys, like we're not being pressured. Let's take the space that they're not pressuring us, right? But obviously, like if someone was back here, then it's like, oh shoot, we got to problem solve. We got to think. You know, maybe long isn't the play because they're double long now. So, oh, go through short or take cave because they weren't playing for that round. Take the area that you think they weren't playing for, and of course, sometimes we're gonna be wrong. Maybe you thought cave they weren't playing for. Yeah, I don't want to necessarily overanalyze too much, but definitely good. Now here, this is like making me extremely nervous.
Just sitting here.
Yeah, I guess it's more on this guy. Nope. But like again, this is like something that we need to think about, and players are gonna make these really good reads. I mean, he almost did it. He wanted to so bad because he hears this guy drop off, and now he picks it up. That's good. Okay, that's good. But yeah, again, like from our opponents, like there was a gap there, and honestly, this guy's up here on the smoke. He drops. If you're on CT side, bro, sometimes you got to take these risks, especially like if it's, you know, 4v4, whatever it is. Like, dude, those dynamic plays are going to be how you beat these players. Because I'll tell you from the perspective of being someone in Challenger, playing someone low level 10 or 9, I get so mad when you don't just let me do what I want to do. When I'm trying to make my aggressive, crazy play and you're thinking like, okay, I'm making this noise. I better be aware. Or my teammate's dropping off here. And just punishing that aggression is huge. And on your end, if you aggress and you do these things with good timings, it's so sick.
And I try to do it sometimes.
That's good.
And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking of like, dude, honestly, like that just sucks that this guy decides to come in here.
Traded.
Yeah, which is good. Yeah, and that should be traded. Like that's good. And again, like that's kind of the life of an entry. You're taking the space and doing that. Yeah, I don't think it's worse. What I am seeing though, at least from your perspective, and one thing that actually is something we can really improve on, I'm not really seeing like much gimmick util or like you
Right.
mentioned, like that util on the fly. So that's actually a really good observation you made about yourself. I'm seeing like maybe those mid flashes from the beginning and stuff. But even as an entry, like I'm not seeing you throw like some flashes off the wall. I don't learn a lot of
I
entry flashes because I'm
typically
an
throw
opper.
a flash off of, if you go back a little bit,
Yeah,
from B doors on the off that blue tarp on the site when I'm running up cave.
up here.
Yeah, that's
Is it?
typically one.
I what is the point of that
I
though?
don't really think it does anything. That's why I
Yeah,
don't really. That's why I didn't throw it here.
yeah. I wouldn't really recommend that unless you're doing a B split where your teammates are running up ramp. But even then, yeah, I mean, I guess pressure them. I think that's kind of not the best flash in my opinion.
Right.
I'd have to see like maybe an example of it being used, but the way it sounds like I don't get the point of it. Also, by the way, like gimmicks are everything. Like in this situation, I don't know if we actually be able to see over, but like thinking on the fly is huge. So maybe like, bro, while that smokes up or something, doing like things like boost. Obviously, the smoke's here. Wait for it to fade. See if anyone's there. Just like innovating your game, and especially in these pugs, you're solo queuing this, correct?
Yes.
Like yeah, like innovating and thinking of all these like creative ideas on the fly are good, even if it doesn't work. Even if you get up there and you boost and you're like, oh shoot, nobody's there. At least your brain's flowing and you're trying to outplay these players. You're trying to outplay these people that are better than you. Because like, you playing standard in these games isn't gonna work. And that's why like dude, like some of these rounds are hard to like analyze because like you're not necessarily doing anything bad, but you're also not doing anything brilliant. You're not doing anything like 200 IQ. You're not outplaying your opponents. So you're playing
And
standard and you're not innovating anything.
right. And so if I'm playing standard and I can't mechanically outplay them in these situations, then it's not going to work out.
Yes, exactly. That's 100% correct. And that's why, like, honestly, you will see rapid improvement playing with a Q, doing all these things, because obviously you can do simple things like boost, simple things like, you know, one flash play, literally just like a, hey, flash here. And we get really good at that flash play and doing that.
Right.
You know, something as simple as like, I don't know, bro. On T side, it's you and your duo, and he has a super sick flash play for you to get out mid and do something. Boom, that's innovation. That's some creativity that forces the opponents to problem solve. And obviously, the higher elo you get, they're probably going to have a solution or be able to adapt on the fly. But you know that's just the game we start playing. This though, bad positioning. Even in 5v2, like I don't want to nitpick 5v2, but like when we back up here at the beginning, it's fine and we have teammates holding stuff. But yeah, when we start shifting up here, it's a little troll. Just if like somebody is gonna retake from short or something, even if they don't kill us.
They
Like,
end up retaking and winning this round.
oh what? Yeah. So okay, yeah, that's a good example of how even though it's a 5v2 and it usually doesn't matter, it ends up mattering a lot here. But yeah, you got flashes. Good problem solving. Why angle it that way though?
I
Why
was
throw
going to flash my teammate, then he died.
this one right? This teammate.
Yep.
Ye-
Yes.
Yeah, so why so instead flash where they're fighting, flash what's happening. You know, just throw a flash shallower but higher up here. Have that flash land like this because it's going to also blind multiple angles. This one actually ended up getting that guy, but as we can see, this interfered and it would have been useless for this guy anyways, especially if he's here. You know, so that's why I say like get that flash as close to him as possible because also what you got to think about is if he's like fighting here and doing this, sure he can turn, but now he has to worry about your flash because he'll get kind of half blinded by it. It's not going to full eat him. But yeah, especially for you here. For you, flash above yourself. Flash where they're going to have to look. Yeah. And you're still good here. You're still chilling. They know you're here because of that. That's a good flash from your teammate to help you.
Yeah, I should have swung off that flash. I didn't realize it in the time.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Bro, even if you don't like fully swing off of it, definitely a jiggle off of it would have been sick. And again, maybe you didn't realize he was flashing for you. Yeah. And
I did not.
yeah.
I don't think he calmed it.
Yeah, which is gonna happen, and it's frustrating from your POV because you're getting blinded by his flash, and it's also frustrating from his POV because I'll do this sometimes. I'll be like, oh, teammates ramp, I need to throw this, and I need a flash, and boom, like you know, and I throw it wrong or something, and I blind him. But I was like, oh, bro, I'm trying to play next level CS and just like do that for you. But yeah, that round got way too close for no reason.
It did.
No reason. If you're a rifler too, if you're an opera, I wouldn't really recommend doing it as much. But like, bro, on your default, don't be afraid to spam the wood. That's so powerful, man. spamming the woods. There's even a lineup here like Nico and other players use where they spam each of these long cubbies, one here and then one spam for here. Dude, that's just free damage. And again, you tell your opponent, especially these guys that are better, you tell them, look, bro, I'm going to chip you down. You can't play in these lanes that you want to play in. I'm going to force you to actually be really exact with the position you're in.
Makes them uncomfortable.
Exactly, dude. Because if you're not making these players uncomfortable, bro, they think they can just run around. And again, I'm telling you from my perspective, playing in one of these lobbies, is I'm a run around, and in my head there's no fear, and you feel that same way because when you're in your face at level 9 lobbies, when you're in your low level 10, like you said, you can just dominate sometimes.
Right.
I'd say this is bad. Why? I like your aggression, but think about it. Okay, well, bro, also I don't know what these guys are freaking doing.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't come up.
Yeah. But even if they were, think about it. They're scaling this side, right? They're coming out on site. You have a Mech 10, so you're like, I'm going to play aggro. And I don't mind that at all. The only thing I think that this specific moment is bad is you're running through his smoke that he threw down. Of course, you're trying to catch him on this angle doing this. But you're going through gray screen on this side. If he can just shoot here, he can just take this fight on you. And there's no way your teammates, even if they're scaling out, can really help you.
I think I did catch him off a little guard, but I just
Yeah.
missed the kill.
You did it because he threw in some movement. This is some really good movement from him.
Right.
And that's what I say. I don't think it's horrible. And honestly, like this is a round winning play. Like I'd say like 60% of the time, 50% of the time, maybe. Like maybe, but I'm thinking like if you are just like scaling a little more aggressively, but to the outside of the smoke here, or you take a moment to flash or do something. It's a little gimmicky. I don't know if I'd really take a moment to flash, honestly. I think the bigger issue and why I'm trying to think of all this util stuff is like this actually comes out of spawn, bro. Look at what we have here. We have full nades, we have full everything.
Yep.
You're a natural entry.
This is one of the things I was talking about. It feels like I don't have any time to really throw util because I'm trying to entry into.
Yeah. So give it to your teammates here. Give it to your teammates. Bro, that's something you don't even have to ask or look at. You see like this guy is starting to walk here and doing this, drop a smoke up here and say, I dropped you a smoke. You see this guy with no util, drop him like maybe a flash in HE. If you want to keep a flash for your own entry pathing or you want to do something, of course, keep it. But this is where the plan has to be in your mind kind of like before things are happening.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You even spot him there. Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, I mean, you made your play. Honestly, I much prefer what you did versus what all of these guys did, honestly.
Right.
So, I mean,
And
good for you.
That was even mentioned in the game. Why didn't they go out and
Yeah.
help?
And I will say, like I'm going to be completely honest with you. I respect you for doing that and running out like that, but that is a moment where dude, it's so hard in the moment, but this is what you got to do to be top of the top is as you're running out, you got to be like, what the hell is my team doing off the radar? You got to be glancing at the radar a little bit and be like, oh shoot, bro, they're not here. Like what I'm doing is all by myself. And so it's not your fault, but that in the moment problem solving, the more you can do that and the more naturally you can hit that pause button. Because sadly, if you actually would have paused and played a little more baity and been like, oh shoot, they're not coming out, and you just sit here and harass a little bit, maybe you just sit behind the smoke or you get to like big box or something and contain a different angle. And then when you see them start coming out, then you activate again. That'll be so much better than you just doing your job, which, in a perfect world, if your team is playing off of you, they would have been there. Yeah, I mean, I see. I actually can see why you've had success though, because you actually have a skill that I'm not even. I mean, maybe to the better for me, but like I don't even do. You are so committed to what you are doing, and this is a good trait to have as an entry, because you're very certain in clearing your angle. Of course, you are gonna die a lot to this, but sometimes that's just your job as the entry is to die to certain angles.
I think that would have been a better play if I didn't have bomb.
Yeah, that.
Like I got the information.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know that there were 3 there.
Yeah, I mean, no, yeah, definitely a bomb on the second guy there would be much better.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's easy fix. That's easy. And sometimes like it can be a little intimidating in these games, especially when you get like some of the legends in your game where it's like, oh, I feel bad giving them bomb, but nah, bro. If you're running in and doing that, give them bomb. Okay, there we go. So, I mean the flash is, like I said, the flash is great for people on site. So like if your teammates are like pressuring up B and doing that, heck yeah, bro. Like throw that flash and give your teammates a way to work in here. Maybe if they're going for like an early op pick or something, or pressuring, that is really good. But as far as yourself, it does nothing for you. It's not going to blind the guy running into cave or anything. And I say that too because in these games you have to be able to develop plays that set you up too. It's not good enough to just like learn flashes for your teammates and do all these things. If you're not comfortable and you're not throwing util for yourself, you are going to struggle so hard.
Right.
Hey, nice nade. It doesn't really land how we wanted it to, but that's still good. That's still good. We did dump all our util here though, so that's one thing I'm thinking about. Is I think we just have a smoke here. I think the UI is wrong. Is it? Oh no, he used the molly. Yeah, we have everything.
No,
Oh
no, it just
yeah, there you go. I'm tripping. Oh, dude, yes. Okay, bro. This is gonna happen a lot in these this, bro. And then maybe he's calming it. You know, you recognize it.
He was, I believe he was calming it. Yes.
Yeah.
So then we move on to site.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. I mean, that's tough. This guy had like nerves of steel to not move here. But I mean, he's really certain in his play. And again, this is a moment I want you to learn from your opponents is he's super certain with what he's doing. A little too static. I'll say like this is extremely static. I probably would be falling asleep. And I mean, some good aim there. But yeah, anytime, and I'm glad you waited. Like anytime you see that flank coming in, yes, your job is just to chill and let that activate and go in. Honestly, if you want to get into like the fine detail of everything, you know, you could argue that you going through cave super aggressively is not needed. And I actually think that is true because across any map, like essentially when you're in cave here by yourself, you're the lurk. Even though you threw util early and did all that stuff, the majority of your team is coming through here. You have another lurk coming in this way. If you are going to be in cave, you have no opportunity to be traded. Zero. So the only thing you're good for if you die is one, damage, obviously, but most importantly is info. Which is cool and all, but you know, in hindsight, maybe it's like, oh, my teammate's flanking through here. Let me group with the boys and just start to go in, or let me just sit in a corner and contain, do my thing, and I activate after everybody else. Because activating too early as the second, you were the secondary lurk there, but you turned into the primary after he died, is a recipe to just lose the round essentially.
Right. Okay.
Because I'm thinking about that across any map, like you know, say like Dust 2, it's obvious. Like you're the one long guy and your teammates are all running up cat. It's like, okay, I am literally sitting here and going so late. If my teammates start dying, if everyone starts, you know, maybe I'll prod in and do stuff then. But and that's why, like, I'll give you credit. Like the actual primary lurk did die, so I mean, I don't blame you for activating there. Yeah, this is where I need you to spam the wood way more. Like I need you to, because that's free damage and pressure.
Okay.
A little fluff smoke, but it's okay. It happens.
Yeah, I missed the smoke, but it sort of worked out.
Yeah, right. Okay, so we're all ramp. Luckily, too, it's kind of planned for us. This is frustrating. Yeah, because he was here.
That happened.
I don't. Yeah, no, I don't blame you for this. I don't. I mean, we honestly. Yeah, I mean, honestly, maybe we share him too, but I would just assume he's holding. Like, I don't even want to look at this. That's just frustrating. I don't even want to sit there and talk about hypotheticals on how you could have played that. But yeah, let's look at CT side.
So I don't really know where to play on A because I'm not an A player.
Yeah. I don't mind the positioner. I don't think that's bad. Like I think it gives you options and stuff. Because the thing about big box is you could eat a flash as you're playing here and then kind of get stuck because you're blind to get out. So I think you're playing safe. I think that's fine. If you're feeling more confident, then yeah, play big box because you get the deeper angle and you can pick them off as you're falling back and try to get into here and fall back and play. If you have teammates near you, playing default box can be okay. Like if you have a teammate in donut or something. Or if you want to play super safe, spawn's an okay place too. When you're by yourself, you're not really gonna have a like crazy good position because obviously your team's playing for B and mid, so you're gonna have to just be the guy that gets things done. Okay, we spot bomb. We kind of know everyone's there, so good. Rotate in. Yeah. Well, we take those rounds.
Yep. Team got it done.
Yep, team got it done, and we thank him for that. And you don't seem like the guy that would be like this, but obviously, like, dude, the thing I cannot stand in these games is where like somebody like we clean say like we clean it up on B, and the A player's like, bro, I didn't even get to see anybody. Like, good, that's good.
I don't
Like,
care. I
yeah,
don't care how many kills I get as long as we win. I made a bad play. I went for
Oh, yeah.
information and it got caught out.
yeah, and yeah, you see how bad that is. Obviously, like I don't even need to. Definitely just the timing, the timing
Team,
saving.
understanding the timing.
Yeah, yeah. You just got to come here, and if you're gonna molly, come out here and molly off of this wall back here, or you could play a little bit of a game. So you could like molly right side and sit here and maybe if you want to prod and get info, maybe swing with the MP9 and jiggle a little bit. But yeah,
What I did in Go, it doesn't
Mhm.
work as much in this with the smokes, but I would smoke main, walk through, try to get a pick, and run back. into
gotcha.
smoke.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Gimmick play.
little gimmicky stuff. Yeah. Speaking of gimmick, I like this. Again, our team clutched up last round, so we take it. Honestly, yeah. You're kind of making me nervous. I feel like we'll see a shadow actually, so we're fine. Yeah, we're fine. I like that you back up here though. You backing up actually makes me happier. And it's just like due to angles and just the way things work. Actually, I don't know if we'd spot the shadows though, actually, because we should be able to. Yeah, but when you're holding, yeah, actually, there, there's so many different ways you can play this. I do think it's an advantage to kind of be out here at the beginning, because if anyone walks in here to these angles, you're gonna see their shadow casted eventually. So it gives you a little bit of an early warning versus if you're playing purely here, and obviously the round plays out, so this doesn't necessarily make sense. But if you're playing here early and doing this, like there could be 5 guys walking up here, explode out on you, and you see them right as they're crossing here, right? So that's my take. Yeah, that's my take on it. I like playing up here, and like I said, I do play over here, and I get that info. If I see a shadow or start shooting someone's feet or something, I love doing that too. But there's a time and place to play passively there. It's good. You guys play together. Oh, I guess you're just saving. Yeah, bomb site's open. This is honestly where like this is a safe play. This is a good play. I guess the auto shotty is overpowered too. I was gonna say like I almost wish like you were a little greedy and made like maybe not the highest percentage play and just like sat in a corner somewhere.
Yeah,
Like
I
guess
mean, I could have, yeah. Weapon. I would have that AK.
Yeah, if it worked out for us. I don't know. I think that's just greedy, and I don't want you to necessarily build bad habits. But the thing you got to understand too is, honestly, you're to the point where there's a lot more nuance in our gameplay. So like if I'm working with like a face at level 4 or 5, I'm gonna be like, look, you gotta save. Stop going for so many retakes. But for you, I might be like, look, you've got an auto shotty. That's a great weapon, but also like, if you're getting exits with it, if you're hunting with it, it doesn't matter if they kill you as much. You could have an AK in the next round. You can get that $900 or 12. Is it 900 or 1200 with the auto shotty? 900. Or maybe less with the auto shotty. I think they nerfed it. Yeah, they nerfed it. It's like 600 or 300 now.
I can't remember if I get a kill with it.
But yeah, I also think it's kind of crazy that you're buying the auto shotty to hold A. But this is I see like this is a plan though. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, then you're doing the best you can with this. Also, I mean, honestly, bro, I know that you got punished that one round doing this, but in the future, if you ever do have like a shotgun or like you had an SMG, that's a great place. But also, being aggressive and pushing up in here, bro. And Pugs, I love it in there because no one actually clears it how they should. Essentially, like even against high level lobbies, like getting so much value in A main is easier than you think. You just gotta understand the timings and not get caught out like that. What's a cheeky little angle here? Yeah. Cheeky little angle.
Wrong place.
Yeah. It's a cheeky little angle. I like this. I think the only thing that sucks is like think about like the positions we're kind of this one's a little better because like if we get kills we could back up a little bit and fall. You're putting yourself in a surprise good position, but like the thing that makes me sad is we have so much utility. It's a 4v3. And you're just fighting to the death here, essentially. So I think with the auto shotty, you got to do something like that. But again, it really does suck that we have all the util and 2 rounds now. We just haven't used a single piece. Not that we should be dumping it because don't be the A main guy that just smokes A main every single round, does that and all these things. But again, if this is something you're recognizing where it's like, oh look, man, they're not really working A. I don't really use my util. you know, like, maybe dump it to some of your other teammates that will. Obviously, this round is great because like we just have 2 flashes. We forced up, so this is fine. Did you buy 2 flashes for a reason?
Yes. I could have either bought 1 smoke or 2 flashes, and I opted for 2 flashes.
For what reason? Like, why did you decide that over a smoke?
I just felt as it'd probably be better in the situation if I was going to be retaking B, because that was happening most of the time.
Gotcha. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. That is a good point out. I'll say like most of the time, the majority, like in things that from every coach I've worked with myself is like generally if you don't have a plan with the flashes, like a super hardcore plan, a smoke is always better just because like, you know, you can use it defensively. You can use it in a million different ways. That is true. The flashes would be good in a retake. So I'll give you that. That is a fair point. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess that's fine. Yeah, this and here's what you're doing too. You're playing safe here, which I mean, honestly, like, honestly, like that's the smart play here. Like, you don't need to get that AK. You don't feel the need to like run in and get something. You're gonna wait for info, and you're gonna win the team the round. The worst is like when you find yourself in these lobbies and you feel like you've got to do too much. You don't, bro. This is great. You get the info here. You're slaying yourself into a proactive spot. You're still not picking up the AK. That's great. Now you do it. Just wanted to point that out. Like that's really good. You didn't feel the need to like throw your life away for a small improvement in your damage output there. That risk reward, so I like it. Okay, we're gonna smoke elbow. Let's just see if it lands. Yeah, nice, good.
I think one of them that I threw this game didn't land.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. See now, this is unnecessary though. This is where it starts to get really bad when we do stuff like this. Because, dude, in your lobbies, like people should start abusing, but like some people aren't gonna abuse this. But bro, I am like salivating at the mouth if I was lurking A. Like if someone was here and we're mauling it because someone might be there. If someone was there and I see that, dude, I'm like, holy, like let me try to press my advantage on this guy. Or, you know, especially like if I have like another pistol player or someone with me, like, dude, let's boost up here. Let's do these. Like I'm starting to really get the juices flowing because this guy's telling me, look, I'm backside and I'm mauling. I don't want this space. Yeah, so be really careful with those. And that's where like we said, like an aggressive molly off the rip is actually good because you're doing the opposite. You're telling them, look, I'm mauling this. You're not taking this control. Even if you're not in here, now they have to like actually like jiggle things out and do that stuff.
For me to do that, do I need to have the best A spawn?
So I don't rely on that molly. I like to use a molly as a reaction on A2 because you'll see the best riflers get up here and use it as reaction. But I'd say, yeah, like have a decent spawn if you're gonna do that. Don't throw that molly in A main if you're all the way back here. At that point, again, your plan should be to like get into a more passive position somewhere.
Okay.
Or like play the round out. See like, you know, do I think anyone's pressuring A main? Do I hear noise? What's going on? So yeah, definitely. Hey, there you go. See, that's a cool little gimmick. It didn't end up blinding him, but like it got you into the flow of things. Like that's also the thing about that util is like sometimes when we throw util, we really start to like flow and engage with things that are going on. So I like that. That's a smart little thing there. Okay, just smoking again. Doing our thing. Boom. Good. Get to play mid this round.
Yes, we opted for 3 mid, and then I rotate to A once we take it.
Gotcha. If you're the A player too, generally like one thing you can do is like if you're playing through mid, just go jump in the donut from the get-go. Whatever nades you throw, while like you're running through house, throw them and get to donut because then you're just one step ahead of your rotate that you're already trying to make.
Okay.
Just puts you in a tiny bit of a better position there. Okay. Things I'm thinking about because where's bomb planted here? Yeah, so like in your head you're trying to think like where's bomb planted, where's the enemies? Obviously we know where this guy is. How can I play my team? He's dead now. What util do I have? So all things run through my mind here. I don't blame you. You end up getting the kill. I mean, yeah. I think like in a perfect world, this happens. He's ramp. Maybe we swing on the outside here to see if anyone's there. But you swing here. Bombs usually playing like that. That's fine. I don't want you to always like look around and tap, but tapping the bomb is actually so useful, man. Even in like these situations, I think that like this worked out for us. I think if he had been tucking a little bit further or like playing a little bit back, it would have been kind of impossible.
Okay.
So again, just really nuanced, but dude, I don't know. I just love tapping the bomb to pressure the opponents every time they hear that. But obviously, like you were worried about if somebody like if he was here and he just swings out on you. So I get that. Uh, I don't know. That was good. That was good. Overall, I'm just trying to think of little improvements. Oh, dude, you know what I love doing by the way too, and maybe you've done this before is bro, as much as you can blocking these house smokes when you come mid, like making a little like mini game out of it. If I see them throwing it late, I'm pathing to one of the sides. Like this is crazy that they're doing that, and I am like body blocking that thing, bro. Because also like you can abuse it, but also I mean they missed it. If they missed their house smoke, but they think they missed it, but you blocked it, they start raging at each other, bro. They start like, dude, can you not throw a house smoke or like. And it's again that's the psychological game, especially when you're playing these better players. They're great players. They're high level, but I'm telling you, and I'm saying this from me, is like I will get so unbelievably tilted if I start dying to like util like that, and it's bad. I mean, like it's something I need to work on. But I'll be like, bro, are you serious? Like we can't throw. And I'm not actually saying this to them all the time, but I'm like thinking to myself, can we not throw this util? And like my game's off now because like I'm so angry about something I shouldn't be angry about.
Right.
Also here, when you're in the stunner position, that's fine. If they come out, if they start throwing nades, whatever, your reaction always to drop a smoke in front of you here, like a lurk smoke.
Okay.
It's like when they're
Like we
throwing.
did when we came in.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of making me a little nervous with the drifting here. I don't think that's. I mean, it is kind of why you got killed too. Was he like telling you to play with him or something? Like, why did you feel the need to keep like checking back and forth here?
All maybe just to support him.
Yeah,
I would
he
assume.
he doesn't need support. Like honestly, like think about it. Like you're so concerned about supporting him in the situation that you're floating back and forth and you're giving up timings on your end. It's only hurting you, right? Like, I mean, yeah, true. Like you're kind of helping him, but like, are you? You're helping him at the expense of like giving up such a crazy like gap and making yourself uncertain. Instead of allowing yourself to get into a good position, you're now like just floating back and forth and you're drifting. And as you can see, it ends up punishing you. It's not always because they're not always going to go A, obviously, but if they do, I mean, bro, it's going to be so hard for you to find any impact there. Just bouncing back and forth. It's like if you were the window player on Mirage and you're like going back and forth between helping your A player. Oh, now let me look window. Let me help A. Let me help window. Like it's true. Like if they do go A, you will be like there to help them. But if they boost into window, if they like get a timing up ladder room now or something, like it's like oh man, like I just hurt myself. Just hurt the team in that way.
So are there situations where it's okay to do that?
I mean, honestly, I would have just. I mean, I guess, but like, if you're gonna commit to playing with him, I don't know in this situation necessarily what you would do. I think it's bad in this situation. I think if like in other scenarios, it can be okay to like jiggle both. Like, you know, say you're like the cave player and like you have a teammate playing long or something. Like it can be good to like jiggle out here and help him, and then jiggle off of a timing, go back and forth, and you have like a set plan. But when you're like kind of like just drifting back and forth a little bit and walking, and the reason it's bad in this scenario, by the way, I think is especially because like you're going back to hold this angle. Oh, actually, you're holding like I guess like that angle, this kind of thing right here, dude. Like they really could be doing whatever. Like they could be right here as you're about to like come back and peek this, and then you start walking back to help this guy. Dude, like we have no clue because we didn't clear this out. Like, you know, we could have died in a million different timings, and then actually we could have honestly get our teammate killed too, because like he's kind of playing here. So I think there's no world in that situation. I think I mean, in hindsight, if you're gonna play, if you want to play with him and make a team play, it'd be like, let's clear mid together. So then I don't have to help you. I don't have to feel the need. Or you know, let's clear A together, and oh, there's a mid gap. But yeah, going back and forth, nah, not in that situation. At least in my opinion, I can't think of a reason, or from like when I've been A, why I would want to do that.
Okay.
Because like simplify the game, man. Like, you know, he's the donut player. If he's putting himself in this corner, that does suck because he's such a one and done position and doing that. But don't get sucked into trying to help him. And instead play for yourself and be really active. And you have a smoke, so you can play default. You can play wherever you want and find so much value. Or you know, you could play donut. Just get ready. You know, just prepare yourself. Yeah. I want to see the micro of this fight because I think you're doing something that was doing with pistols that was really hurting me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stopping.
Yeah, okay. So not necessarily even the stop. That is true. One thing that I actually really recognized recently, and I had people like help me out with this, was I was getting into such a bad habit in these like close range fights with a 5.7 specifically, just like you, and a P250 as well, where I would be doing good in the fight, but then I would crouch to try to get accurate and actually hit the guy. And the second I crouch, I'm just dead because then, like, obviously, like it's an easy fight then for them. They just have to shoot in that straight line. So I kept wondering, I'm like, bro, why am I just not finding impact with the 5.7? And then when someone broke that down for me and I saw it, I was like, oh, shoot. So I started really just continuing to spam AD back and forth without shifting. And I was like, bro, I'm actually surviving so much longer. And sure, I'm a little inaccurate still, but removing that urge to crouch with those guns is huge. It's different because like when we have an M4, we're shooting a continuous stream of bullets, like crouching, donk, slide, all these things is good. But definitely with the pistols, that fast movement speed and going back and forth is kind of it's unstoppable, man.
Okay. Well, but with the 5.7,
Yeah.
isn't the running accuracy not very good?
So yeah, so with that gun, the accuracy with it isn't going to be as good. So that's why you really got to make sure your strafes are very like rigid and very like boom, 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 boom. Even with the P250, I think it's kind of the same way. So that's where you really got to work on the strafes and, in the moment, like getting them down. But especially at closer range, the inaccuracy is not going to matter as much, So that is fair. That's honestly fair. And honestly, that's probably why I was doing it too. I was like crouching at every chance I could get.
Right.
But yeah, if you look at some of the players that are like freaking crazy with it, like you'll see a lot of the clips, they're just spamming AD. Yeah, okay, we know he's on site. My thing here with you, by the way, is like, think about this. Smallest thing ever, like nitpicky thing. One, look at Sasha. He's spamming there, kind of giving his position away, but you see how much pressure that puts on that guy? He's like, oh, shoot, like,
Right.
where am I getting, it makes him so out of his element.
So the thing in this gunfight is we were actually talking to each
Yeah.
other, and I just didn't want to give him a 1v1.
Yeah, that's fair.
Take it
That's
to you.
fair. Yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah, and honestly, I would be baiting Sasha here. I'd make Sasha get the info, and he did good too. And that's another thing we can learn from. Is it the smartest thing in the world to sit here and spam the wall and run up here and shoot your gun? No, not necessarily. But look at how much pressure that put on, bro. You get to peek out here, and this guy's like so worried about him that it's like, oh. And that's honestly a skill you can get good at as an entry, bro. Is like, again, like your job is to throw out the crosshair. Your job is to, put that pressure on people. So like I said, I really do got to give you props on your commitment to your entry pathing and like going in fully, not really worrying about if you're going to die. That's a very good skill to have. But